I'm sharing now about how I had a talk with my mentor, and she gave me this tool called, of course it is whatever it is. Like, of course it is hard. Of course it is scary. Of course it's overwhelming. It's okay to get lost sometimes. When we have misguidance, we start to overcompensate. Rather, when we trust we're enough, that we're confident, resourceful, independent, self-sufficient. For me, like, that I'm a young woman and anything where, that being myself is what helps others to be more their own self. There's no replacement for life experience. And that I'm fully equipped to handle what comes, and I have myself now, maybe for the first time in my life, because each time we get closer to ourselves, it might be the first time we really touched that layer. But having others makes it easier to find strength. Helping others gives purpose and accomplishment. But anything worth having is really worth sharing. That's really what an underlying thing is, that we share with others, they share with us. Then I had a talk with a friend named Sprouty. He said, if you're thrown under the bus, take the time to be a mechanic, but don't stay longer than you need, because you know who you find under the bus. He said, when you practice yes and no, you give and take power, because we gain our power even in sometimes hearing or saying no or yes. And when we accept that confusion and chaos can be contained, our feelings are our friends, and we can trust the present. It's the only constant, the right now. When we practice, it becomes permanent. If we want something to last forever, we could practice being in the moment. That could last forever, our practices. Telling myself I've been through enough pain, now I deserve to be here, and I deserve to feel family. Family means never abandoning, even though it's like my physical, biological family may not never abandon, but I could delete the person I have a problem with and see the truth. The problem is in my mentality. Like, okay, my family's not being there for me. Why am I going to people who can't be there for me in the way I need? They may always call me, their sister, but they won't be able to be there for me. So we're all really the same in some capacity. So really, I could go to someone who is like me and their family's not there, and we both can help each other in some way. Or I can go into families' environments and be like good company for them. We all want good company. Then about meeting people, I was writing about how with identity, we have sameness, oneness. There's an objective reality of a thing, which requires unconditional acceptance. And it's everything from our presentation to our energy and feelings, the aura, what it attracts, words, actions. And it takes time for the intuition to learn whether someone's trustworthy sometimes, because their intuition may be guiding them to be trustworthy, and then they may be ignoring their intuition. So my intuition might sometimes tell me, like, there's something like, that in terms of the integrity, the vitality, what's in it for me? Am I feeling alive? And my essence being ultimate and supreme, my reality could be a negative space. It's not negative in a bad way, but just a place for, whatever the first impressions are. Impressions are like, ooh, ooh, they come in a little, right? So it could be scholarly, artist, metaphysical, writer, mystic, bright, conceptual, spiritual, recovery-focused, scared little kid, passionate, studious, talkative, healer, healing, vibes. And then what could be really pushy or draining, nonlinear, needy, mean, lazy, weak, stupid, blaming. These are things I could say, in terms of attachments, like being released, that instead of running to someone who hurts me, I can look, I can see, too much consciousness is really, other ways of where that ends up. So just looking for the insecurities and imperfections in order to bring light there, to become more secure and feel that life is perfect. And I'll talk about two more topics. One is the jealousy and one is the snake. So jealousy is about, specifically coming into, let's say, possession, entitlement. So partner and intimacy. When there's stealing involved, it's married people, shoplifting, from my sister's wallet when I was young. I remember that is a part of it, when you steal from like your loved ones or their personal like money, getting away with it, with not holding our end of it. And, sex with people who are committed, in terms of lying, this is also rooted in jealousy. It's pathological to sound better. Sometimes there's no reason for it even. And when we're jealous of other people's accomplishments, this is, we could lower their, lower the guard and the ego to realize they're not that special. This is just like, a coping mechanism to lower their to make them feel like they're just human, instead of in terms of being jealous, we might want to lower their guard and their ego, whether it's superiority and inferiority. It's like externalizing the worth, not seeing us all as deserving and worthy. Like when making mistakes or being human can lead to pride and lying again, right? Like I said, the lying is from jealousy, and pride also, like too much thinking on my stuff or my accomplishments. When we take what didn't belong to us as if there wouldn't be enough, when it was time, space, attention for myself or belongings, being ungrateful for my portion, being greedy, feeling always hungry for something outside of myself that I want to satisfy inside. It's living like we're dead already. Attachment issues, wanting things without the willingness for action, like just couldn't just come to me. Hiding when suffering or feeling ashamed or needing someone to listen and interact. It's also called isolating. Wanting, basically feeling owed, expecting, demanding. And a couple things I wrote as examples for myself is when there was memberships that I took, a trial, and I didn't intend to take the membership, but I took the trial, which was on condition to that I'm trying to become a member. So this is even like yoga studios, gyms, or things like that. I spoke bad about communities, and a man was looking at other women and talking to me about them. The pure virginity of myself, kind of like hurting it, breaking it so that no one else could do it to me. And I'm going to go into the snake, which is, it showed how to feel good one by one, Adam and Eve. Now do it to each other. Like, physical crude words, you say a vagina or mouth, penis, but it's a hole in a stick. The snake showed them how it didn't need to be the intermediary. And then it was too much temptation, irresponsible, back to back, two sides, irresponsible, right? So it's, again, like the penis, the vagina, the mouth. These are like the soft, wet places of the fruit, the seeds hold the life force energy, tree of life, and it gives life. So sex is really sacred. We see sexual conduct about pleasure. In terms of forbidden and sin, we know it's for reproduction and creation. So I hope this was interesting for you, and I wish you a blessed rest of your day. Be well. Bye.